Cherie Hanson here. I felt called upon to do a YouTube video today because I've been just feeling this. All I can say is if I were a lump of bread dough and I was sitting in a bowl with a cloth over me, I've just been feeling the rising. And what I mean by that is this sense that my existence is becoming easier, more fulfilling, more full of love. And like that lump of yeasted dough, I have no idea how much more I will expand, but I am definitely feeling a higher energy and more optimism in my life. As I was driving home, I looked at the sky and it was so interesting. The clouds were very fluffy and white, and it was as if somebody had taken a knife and just cut off the bottom of this row of clouds, and they all looked like sheep in a line, in a row, moving down a road I couldn't see, a sky road, and they were lined up one fluffy hump after another. Behind them, in the background, was this gigantic cloud that looked very much like a mythical god or something, just very human looking, the features and everything about it. And I was thinking to myself, you never know when you're going to be seeing magic. And I think part of the problem that we all face is that we overlook. We don't see, we're blind to when really beautiful things are happening. And it's so good to go out the door with a sense that there is something out here that is telling all of us that life is beautiful, life is good, and that we are in a place where there's a change going on, which is for the better. So it really sort of swept over me today. I'm dough just rising in a bowl. I know, my mind works metaphorically all the time. I also got this beautiful book, Spring and All, by William Carlos Williams. And I opened it up and I loved this poem, so I thought I would read it to you. No, that is not it. Nothing that I have done, nothing I have done, is made up of nothing. And the diphthong AE, together with the first person singular indicative of the auxiliary verb to have, everything I have done is the same if to do is capable of an infinity of combinations involving the moral, physical, and religious codes for everything and nothing are synonymous when energy in vacuo has the power of confusion, which only to have done nothing can make perfect. Isn't that beautiful? So as we're assessing ourselves, watching ourselves, grading ourselves, being the white hat on the construction site, writing ourselves up, the thing I have come to know, and which she expressed so beautifully in this poem, is we cannot know what it is that we're doing because we can't get far enough back from it. We assess if something we're doing is important, or if something else is trivial, or if doing nothing is doing nothing. And what I've come to believe as I head into the 79th year on the earth, doing nothing is, as he says, Sometimes it's doing everything. How do we know? Do we ask people around us who are trapped in their own wounding and hatred and fear and finding enemies? Do we ask someone who is in pursuit of rewards or validation? You cannot trust those witnesses because they're living in a world that's a very limited world. I have come to a place where I really trust meditators and spiritual teachers who say, just breathe. Just take a deep breath. Blow out the negative. Be in a place where we can embrace with wholeheartedness the fact that we cannot understand what is happening. And when you get to that place where you are in submission, when you say, I don't understand what is happening, and we're not going to go through the confusion with a machete like it's some kind of thick Amazonian forest and clear a path so that we can feel like we have efficacy, we have power, we have correctness, because it's impossible to know. And as I was talking to a couple of my Airbnb guests the other night, who are both from Marseille, France, both of them work with troubled children. And I was saying to them, you have no idea what you're doing when you interact with these kids. You won't know until 20 years from now, when what has happened in my life is former students will get a hold of me and say, you did so much. But the whole time I was teaching, I felt like I was in some kind of coal mine. There was no light. I was just chipping away. And I'm going like, I don't know what's happening here. I don't know if it's making a difference. And we don't know. There isn't feedback for correctness. The powers that be, the corporates, the patriarchy, the 3D imprinting system of reality tells us that we will get validated. And what are the ways we get validated? You get a prize, you make more money, you get a bigger house, you get gifts given to you, you get adulation, you get followers. How this is the way to know if your actions are good or not good. And if we really look at that imprinting on our beings, it's so bass-ackward. It's just crazy, because this is not how we know that we are moving in the world in love, in compassion, in a way that you go past people and you send them love quietly, or you smile and you go, I don't need to keep proving to myself that I'm a good person. I don't need to do that. I just need to trust that my heart will know what to do when something happens. My heart will know. And if I follow that, I come to a place where I feel at home in the world, at home in the circumstances that are around me. What is the action that makes the most difference in the world? And as we are told by E. Cummings, it may be nothing. It may be doing nothing, or it may be repeating the same thing. We cannot know. All we can do is lead with love. Thank you very much. If you're interested in a psychic reading, get a hold of me. I have a blog that has over 72,000 subscribers now, just under my name. I will do a reading for you distant. I don't need to be with you. I can, what I call, fly over and read what's going on in your life. We're all just doing the best we can in this chaotic time. But the best we can do is to lead with love. Thank you.